welcome your Burlington Red Devils. At this time, would you direct your attention to center field for tonight's coin toss? Captains for Stoneham, number 3, Trey Pignone, and number 76, Will Carino. Captains for Burlington, number 36, Cody Davison, and number 72, Dylan McKinnon.
For the anthem, please forward. I'm going tails. Right there. See the tails.
Stoneham won the toss and deferred. Burlington will receive. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem performed tonight by the Burlington High School Marching Band.
And good evening and welcome to Varsity Field here on the campus of Burlington High School in Burlington, Massachusetts, as your Burlington High School Red Devils take on the Stoneham Spartans. I'm Phil Arcaro alongside Dan Brothers, and Dan, Burlington coming into this game 0-2, Stoneham 2-0. How was the game last week?
Well, the one thing we learned over the last couple of weeks is it's going to be some trying times at times for this young Burlington team. They had a sophomore quarterback, big sophomore receiver, very, very small and inexperienced in the line. At times last week, they held their own. A big turnover early, as I said earlier. Turnovers were going to come back and hurt them, and sure enough. But 350 miles from here, State University of Oswego in New York.
SUNY Oswego
is where Phil made his trek from today. And speaking of treks, Ryan Halloran not getting much there, but what's been going on the last 18 months?
Well, I've been grinding it out, studying at SUNY Oswego, broadcasting major.
Come on. Come on, don't try that stuff on me. I had two kids that are a little older than you, and like I tell my kids, I learned from them ahead of them. Studying?
Yeah, studying, doing well academic-wise. Also involved in the student radio station, as you could tell by my voice.
Oh, don't play that voice with me now there, Carl. Slow the pace down. 1st and 10. Pena is the quarterback. And that is Kyle Pena. He's quickly back to pass over the middle, looking for O'Halloran. It's incomplete. Defended on play by number 5, Amadeo Zalendi.
He had a great play by Zandelli there as he was just hugging the receiver there for Burlington and causing Pena to just overthrow his man and get a 2nd down and 10 here.
Well, the funny part about it is that, hugging will be part of the game pretty soon, the way they're asking kids to play nowadays.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff. We'll get into some of that stuff during the course of the telecast. Ooh. Pass is thrown incomplete. It's ruled the pass. Referee on the far side of the field immediately blowing the whistle, and it's 3rd down. Game time temperature 59 degrees. We're up here. This is not a comfortable situation tonight.
Oh, no.
We've lost half our table. We've got this guy here who, I'll tell you what, if he acts up, he's going out the window. I already told the mothers in front of us they're going to have to catch him, because you know what? We'll certainly be able to do that. We're just not going to take it. And I have no idea what Chris did putting him here with us, but I'm in the back row. Thank God I'm taller than he is. But then again, most people in the stadium are taller than he is tonight. Here's a 3rd down pass intended for number 7 for the Devils. That's Jake McCauley. It's incomplete, a little bit overthrown. So 3 and out for the Devils. Not what they did last week, and certainly not what you want to do early in the game.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And Burlington, like you said, inexperienced, mostly sophomores and juniors on this team that didn't really start. Besides Alec Rollins, Cody Davison, and a few other people that didn't really start, that only started last year and the year before. So a very inexperienced squad, a new era, a new players, and new team here.
Cam Wheelock is the punter. He was one of the bright spots last week. Trey Pignon on the run.
Ooh, what a hit.
It was a short kick, and the tackle was made immediately by Chris Dalton. Chris Dalton was one of the guys in the interior line who had a good week last week. I'm sure on film.
And it seems like he's gotten a great week now. So with that showing there, as Chris Dalton just hitting that man right near the stomach, as the Spartans don't really get that far. Well, they do get far, but they're about 30 yards from their goal line now, 1st and 10.
Jack McCabe is the quarterback. You'll see a lot of him tonight. Trey Pignon. Pignoni, number 3, is one of the tailbacks. They run this double tight. They call this a single wing T, I believe it is. The quick pitch back goes to number 26. Chris, you say number 26's name, not me. That was
so number
Chris
26 on
Agrillopoulos.
Yeah, I guess that's.
We're going to call him Chris Argy.
Yeah.
That might be a lot easier. Plus the fact is, I got
Chris Argyropoulos.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. That's my Bosch pronunciation of Greek last names.
I hope you're not looking for baklava and Stoneham anytime soon to take back when you throw Oswego. Do they even have Greeks in Oswego?
They do, yeah.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. As I said, 350 miles approximately from here. 5 hours and 53 minutes on the MapQuest as I was leaving the palatial estate over at Goodwin Drive. 2nd down 11 as Argy lost 1. Here's Argy in motion again. Here's the pitch to Pignoni. He has some room right side, cuts inside, still on his feet. He's brought down from behind by the Devils, number 56. Oh, we know who he is. You may not, but I do. Number 56 is Nick Campbell, although listed on the schedule of the program as number 46.
Yeah, and a great job by Jake Doherty getting that block there to avoid the touchdown saving block there from Doherty to make it another 1st down, even though he did get a few yards, but not enough for. So it'll be a 1st down.
It will be a 1st down.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 15. Stoneham runs this thing. Bob Media, the head coach over there, came. He's got a history amongst teams in the eastern Massachusetts area. Here's the inside handoff. That goes to Kevin McShane, straight up the middle. I want to take this opportunity to welcome our friends from Stoneham who made it a copy of this tape. I want you to let you know that anything we say can and will not be used against us in any way, shape, or form. We try to give our opinions and analysis. We do a pretty good job of it, and every so often we crack a joke or two, and if you don't like them, then you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Gain one of the plays, 2nd down and 9.
Ball 26, you reach to the ball.
I'm going to talk about my dinner beforehand in just a play or two. Here's the Argy again. Right side, nobody's
wide
gonna
open.
touch him. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown, Stoneham.
Yeah, and Argy, great play there, reading that reading that hole there and finding no defenders in between him, just going untouched for that duration, as it is 6-0 Stoneham with 8:22 left in the first.
I was going to say I wanted to thank Dave Pignoni, the AD over at Stoneham High School. Great guy. But he sends us this roster over for the game tonight.
Yeah,
And
I
if
can
you
barely read it.
No, look, if you look at it, it's got this big Spartan head right in the middle of the page.
Yeah.
And while it might look good in the Stoneham program, it doesn't help us trying to call names and numbers.
Yeah, plus it's black and white, so that doesn't help either.
2-point conversion. Here's Trey Pignoni.
Untouched and good.
And he gets into the end zone, so it's a 2-point conversion, and quickly, with 8:22 on the clock, here in the first quarter of play, the Gochus Insurance scoreboard clock, as you see it in the north side of the end zone, team march back upfield to score 8-0. So, Phil, one thing the Devils had trouble with last week, I know you in your extensive preparation for tonight's game, you found this. They had a tough time stopping the run. To the point where I think Woburn only threw the ball 4 times. And Woburn head coach Jack Belcher said, well, what we're going to take was give him, and Burlington had some trouble stopping us, so we decided to pound away. So,
yeah, and also, I think one of the big Woburn running backs, I forget his name, he ran for 265 rushing yards. Coswell Isaiah Doe. Yeah, 265 rushing yards, the second longest in Woburn football history in a single game.
Mike Wall, 1993, was the previous record setter.
And that was when the Tanners were under head coach Rocky Nelson.
Yes, they were. Although there was a long time there under the tutelage of head coach Rocky Nelson.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Rocky Nelson has popped up on the sidelines in Billerica, Massachusetts, the rumor is.
Yeah, I think, Dwayne Sigsbury. He's the head coach of Billerica.
Yep.
And he's also Rocky Nelson is also the father-in-law.
That's correct.
Of Dwayne Sigsbury.
He's married to one of Rocky's daughters.
And he was also Dwayne Sigsbury was also the assistant coach of Woburn High when they won the Super Bowl back in 2005.
There you go. So here's the end-over-end kickoff coming down to number 27, and that is Doherty. Jake Doherty now in the middle of the field. Better field position this time.
Yeah.
As he makes it back to the 32-yard line with the Devils going offense 1st and 10. Tackle made by Joe D'Antona.
And a great job by Doherty just making this move. Not enough, but still 1st and 10 at about the 32-yard line. Like you said, good field position here for Burlington.
Let me tell you what it
was. Not ideal, but pretty good.
Last week it was the meatball sliders from Tuscan Chicken. They were outstanding. This week's is beating it. Dottie Yaden promised me a couple weeks ago at the scrimmage to deliver me mac and cheese at one of the games, and she delivered tonight in a big way. I already told people, anybody who touches this is going to get their fingers broken off, as Davison comes right down here in front of us. Great shot by our camera guy.
Yeah.
He had that one all the way, but it didn't look good. Lost 2 in the play, 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, so Dottie Eden, Burlington's favorite bus driver, and also a great cook, too.
And a great person.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
She's a better person than she's a bus driver, and she's pretty darn good at that bus driving stuff.
Definitely. Knowing her for a few years now, she was my bus driver back in middle school. And
really?
Yeah.
She's one of the people you can take away all the stereotypes about women drivers.
Yeah.
Here's Davison once again, and he gets the ball back to about a little bit beyond the original line of scrimmage, gaining about 4 in the play. Make it 5. It's going to be 3rd down. Let's call it 6.
Yeah. Let's hope they can move the chains here on this 3rd down and try not to go 3 and out here again.
We're going to sit there, and press box not as full as it was last week. We had a lot of activity up here. Here's 3rd down pass by Pena, throwing. Has his man, it's incomplete. It went through the hands of Michael Paveo.
Yeah, and
pretty good from up here. We'll have to wait and see what that one looks like. But again, on 4th down, Devils be forced to punt.
Yeah, and like you said, Mike Pavo, it went right over his hands and onto the sideline as like you said, once again, Devils punting it here at fourth down here.
Now there is a wind that's coming into play here. 59 degrees at game time. The wind is going from the east to the west.
Yep.
And as you know from being up here, it's coming right in our faces here. So
it's not too bad. Once you get into November and it's 32 degrees, then you'll know.
Well, all I know is if we're in here in November, it's a good sign. We will be.
Oh yeah, we will.
Thanksgiving's at home this year.
Yeah, and I know 2 years ago I think it was like 15 degrees outside.
It was balmy.
Yeah, it was. Either that or it was extremely cold. One of the years that I was here.
Well,
I don't know if it was 2012.
Here in town?
I've been here. I moved here in 2001.
So
I've been doing BCAT games since 2011 here. So
you've been here for a while, and given the fact that New England has an average temperature on Thanksgiving of about 32 degrees, you've probably faced some coldness in your time.
Oh yeah.
When we were here.
Definitely.
So here we go again. First down and 10. There's that Stoneham Maj. Back to pass. It is complete.
Wow.
As McCabe throws it down to Thiago D'Almeida.
And a great play there by D'Almeida that time, as it looked to be Jake Doherty who tried to strip him out of there, just couldn't get enough in there in time. And I think this really shows the, I don't want to call it an experience, but
how about the youthfulness?
The youthfulness of this both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball.
Best part about being up here, we can make words up. Here's Argyropoulos. We're going to get that name right. It's Argyropoulos.
Yeah, there we go.
Tackle by number 12, Alec Rollins.
Christo getting a bunch of yards on the play.
And right in front of us here, we have former Burlington running back Zach Sear. He's with Buckingham Brown and Nichols this year as part of the Knights program. They won the New England Prep football title last year under quarterback Jeff Costello. If you've
Lexington High School.
Yeah,
they
very familiar
kid,
name.
Maybe Jeff Costello wasn't that good, because the guy they brought in behind, this kid Freilich, that we'll see on Thanksgiving morning, is a pretty good one.
And
I've had a chance to watch him a couple times, and he's a special.
Oh yeah, he is. And that offensive line of Ben Quint, James Lane.
Those big boys over there.
Yeah, the dynamic trio.
With about 1,800 students in the school, you're bound to get a couple of those big boys who can play football.
Oh yeah, and they're in Division I, so that's a pretty tough in terms of, program wise, and they could do well in the Division I playoffs. They did lose the first round in overtime last year, but we'll see a lot of offense created by Lexington this year, definitely.
Pignoni had the first down. So good, they try to give it to him again on first down, but this time he's not going to make it. Gets out to about the 10-yard line, setting up a second down and 4 on the stop for the Devil. Here's number 44, Sean McGilvery. Not the biggest guy, but boy, this kid's been all over the field last week. Made a bunch of tackles.
Yeah, we don't really see too many big kids on this roster either. Largest player is 6'2", 240, and that's Chris Jones, the sophomore offensive tackle. I think a couple years ago when I graduated.
What number is Jones? 74?
He is 54.
Okay, that's right. 70. Who's 74?
74.
A couple injuries last week. Here's a double handoff. Here's Argyropoulos. Argyropoulos. I got it right.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah, the first down at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and they're just rolling and the chain crew is just running with the chains here at this point. This offense has done extremely well for Stoneham.
Well, I assume that if you coach Almeida coming in, you see that Burlington gave up a ton of yardage on the ground last week. So, given the fact they don't throw the ball a lot.
No.
That's not their MO.
I was talking to Coach Piquet earlier, and he said it's mostly a run. They run pretty much every play, and let's see if he's in. I don't think he is.
Nope. Referee on the far side brings his hand up, signifying that there's not a touchdown.
Yeah, so what do you want to call it here? 2-yard, 1.5?
It's maybe 1. Actually, no, it's inside the 1-yard line. You can see the stripe there.
Yeah.
The ball rests just in front of the goal line, so it's second down and goal. My assumption is we're going to have 4-down territory here by Stoneham. The quarterback is Jack McCabe. My guess is he may just keep it right here himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here either.
Nope.
Wow.
Turns and pitches it to Pignoni, who goes in the end zone for a touchdown.
And another touchdown for Stoneham. Again, Pignoni finding that hole there through that Burlington defense. And wow, Burlington, not a great start if you're the Red Devils here.
I suppose I got to write these down?
I guess so. So I think that's Pignoni's second touchdown of the night here.
No, Adgeropoulos had the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you remember we were having a contest to see who say his name better?
Oh, yes, that's right. Let's see if they go for two here. They probably are.
They are.
Yep. Guess they don't have a great kicker.
Here's McCabe back looking. It's incomplete.
And a great tip play by number 7, Jake McCauley there to tip the ball out and over the hands of the intended receiver for Stoneham.
Nick Allen. See, my program just flew out the window. He's going to be next. Supposed to hold that,
let's hope not.
So 2 touchdown runs by Stoneham here in the first quarter has put the Devils down, and it has the makings of a long evening if they don't start doing something on both sides of the ball.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
They've
And
run 6 offensive plays, and they've given up,
a lot of yards.
30 and 55. One long pass in there, but the rest of them all rushes. So
Yeah.
work cut out for Coach McKay and his staff. I think that,
will tee it up for Stoneham with O'Halloran.
last week we sat there, and during the game, you could see that they were in the game the whole time. The
Yep.
turnover was a killer. It came right before a half when they had a chance to cut that lead down. But it looked as though they were going to be able to match offenses with Woolman.
Yeah, because they were up at one point, I believe,
They
right?
scored first.
Dylan McKinnon on the was that first touchdown. It was the Rob Gronkowski style touchdown, I think.
He recovered the football in the end zone on a fumble.
That's
what
crazy.
happened. Yeah, it was Davison ran to the end zone right before the goal line. It got knocked out of his hands, and McKinnon fell on it. So
That's just a pretty lucky play, if you ask me.
here's the end-over-end kick coming to Doherty at the 15. Gets back to the 20. Great job on special teams by number 76, Will Carino.
And a great job there by him as he gains, I'd say, roughly about 20 or so yards on that play there. But they are in okay field position here. But with this offensive line, I don't know if they could. Let's see if Coach McKay has a trick up his sleeve here.
Well, they started so far at the 20, the 33, and now they're back at the 26. So it's first down and 10. They spread out with 4 receivers. The lone setback now to the right of Pena is O'Halloran. On first down and 10, Halloran goes in motion. Pump fake, looking. Oh, he's in trouble.
He's sacked. Didn't have enough time in the pocket there for
number 53. Brendan Godfrey will get credit with the stack, but it was Will Carino who came busting through there.
Yeah.
Made Hovan, made Kyle step up in the pocket. And it will now be 2nd and 17. I can't see the clock from here. This is driving me crazy.
3:29 left in the first quarter.
I hear you. And it's spinning.
Oh, uh-oh.
Just when it couldn't get any worse.
Yep. That's gonna be 3rd and at least 20.
I don't know if that was a snap that wasn't supposed to happen or was a snap that just didn't go where it was supposed to go.
Either way, it was a bad snap.
It looked as though Pena was looking away at something, and all of a sudden the ball came back to him and it went by him, and smartly he hopped on it.
Yeah. Let's
quickly,
see.
You know what?
They're at the 5-yard line. The first down's at the 36.
It's a long way to go. If you're taking math out there, that tells me it's 31 yards to go.
3rd and 31. My goodness. I think Watertown 2 years ago, they had a 3rd and 33.
Yes, it was.
And
I actually worked that night, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. So I would be remiss. It's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Since Paul Stratty has left us. I was going to say some things last week, and I can sit there and I can kind of reflect back. I mean, it was 1994, I believe it was. He joined me in the box for the first time. Quite frankly, I thought I was getting him for a one-year deal. It was his son's senior year. I figured, okay, his kid's going to go on and play college football. But he somehow found a way to balance them both. And we had, you mentioned that beforehand we were talking about the Hannafin game with Channel 5 and what have you not, where the Devils beat Stoneham, who was then ranked number 2 in the state. But we also had a year of unbelievable comebacks and field goals, and that's when Paul kind of stepped into his own and kind of let his put his wings back and just let us have it. And we certainly had some great moments up here. It wasn't the same last week, and no disrespect for you or for Kevin. You're with somebody that long, it becomes more than just a broadcast. And I'll miss him, but I'll also treasure all the great times we had. Incomplete pass.
To number 17 for the Devils.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it'll be 4th and 31 for the Devils here. They're definitely going to punt here.
Well, wait a second now. What do you mean they're definitely going to punt? I sat there and I challenged a guy one time with a PA announcer. He said, it's 4th down and they have to punt. I'm like, no, they don't.
No. I mean, you could go for it on 4th and 31, but you're not going to get very far. That's going to be a wasted down, in my opinion.
You never know. Here's a snap, controlled by Wheelock. He gets it away, in a fair catch signal for Pi Pignoni at the 27-yard line. But I remember, we sit there, and over the course of 24 years, we certainly had some laughs. And I'll never forget the biggest game that we had a call in Burlington, probably Burlington football history, the game here against Woburn in 2006.
I was watching that one earlier.
I was up in New Hampshire.
Yeah?
Yeah, my son had a hockey tournament. I do the short straw, so I had to drive him, and I talked to Paul afterwards, and boy, I'll tell you what, I think he was more excited than Coach McGuire was after the game. So that just shows you how much he was into it.
Yeah.
We'll always miss him, and we'll always remember him, and all is good in the broadcast booth, but all's not good when we miss a friend like that.
Yeah.
Good job there by the Devils.
Yeah, faking out the offense there is. Yeah, like you said before about the 2006 game, that 06 team was really good.
Oh, they were terrific.
12-1, best
Walsh
record in, I believe, Burlington football history.
You're absolutely right. They lost to Foxborough in the state championship game, which was played at
Acton Boxborough
High School. Paul and I up in that hut up there. They have no stands. They have these tiered, step bars or something. It's actually a great place to watch a football game.
Mm-hmm. I was actually there for a lacrosse tournament a few months ago at Acton Boxborough, and it's an interesting sight to see.
Inside handoff, McCabe goes to their fullback, number 26.
Argyropoulos on the carry for Stoneham.
Argyropoulos. He gained about 3 in the play, 3rd down and 7.
And a good job by the Burlington defense trying to getting used to this Stoneham offense here as they're slowly inching their way. Again, 3rd and 7. I think that's the longest that they've faced here on the 3rd down here for Stoneham.
Absolutely right. It's a good call. 3rd and 7. They stay in that. I think they call this the single wing or something. Here's Argyropoulos bouncing off of Alec Kakler.
Argyropoulos on the carry for Stoneham.
Yeah,
and he's going to be close to it. Actually, he's going to have a 1st down.
Yep.
Looks like from the signal by the official on the near side of the field.
Yeah, just barely got a 1st down there, but had a great play by him as. It seemed like he was down at about 1 or 2 yards shy.
Yeah, you got to trust your linesman, Mr. White Hat.
Yeah.
Linesman over this farther side of the field was telling him it's a 1st down. It's a 1st down. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll start the clock back up as we're down to about 1 minute and 5 seconds or so left here in the first. Yeah. Okay, Smiley. Let's come up with a name for him.
I don't know. We got to find it. We got to get a good nickname for him. Probably by the 3rd quarter. Timeout called.
We can call him Sail Away. We can call him Sail Away because he might.
Timeout.
So Stone takes a timeout. I believe it's their 1st. They're allowed to have about 91 timeouts in high school football. I don't quite get it.
Yeah, it's. I hear every broadcast. I hear you joke about the number of timeouts. I'm not surprised that you brought that up.
I mean, really, 5 timeouts per half?
Yeah, that's not.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I get it. There's reasons for it, I'm sure, and I'm sure somebody said to me, that's probably a good reason, but I just think it's overkill in a 44-minute game to have 10 timeouts. So if you divide it out and be a math person, you can take a timeout every 4.5 minutes.
Who needs a timeout every 4.5 minutes, though?
On a game, the clock stops all the time. Here's Argyropoulos again on the inside.
Yeah, he's in.
He's in the end zone for a touchdown.
Wow. This is just highway robbery at this point for Stoneham. As again, it's Argyropoulos, his 2nd touchdown of the day, or the night rather. 20-0 Stoneham, and you know, if you're Coach McKay, you got to do something to get on the board and make these fans happy, at least for one play or two plays.
You know, it's too bad because I thought last week they had a good offensive approach. They came out execution-wise. They were doing a lot of good things. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think Stoneham is a better team than Woburn. I just think that, you know, right now Burlington's not playing as well as they did last week, and it's a big problem. Here's McCabe looking for the two-point conversion. He gets it.
Wow.
So McCabe gets in, and then it makes it, what, 22-0?
Yep, with 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's unfortunate for this Burlington team. You got to give credit to Stoneham. They're more experienced in this team.
You know, you sit there and you come into a season and, you know, you can see the work's been put in. And I'll tell you what, I've been on these sides of games, you know, albeit lacrosse that I coach. And I'm going to tell you what, you know, anybody can coach when they're winning big.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Everybody's happy. You're trying to run people in and off the field. You're getting people in who maybe don't play as much as the other kids. But when you're in a situation like this, it's very, very difficult. You've got to deal with morale. You've got to deal with egos. You have to deal with execution. You have to deal with the scoreboard. And those are four things from a coaching perspective that's very, very difficult to do. It takes patience. It takes energy. It takes time. And every so often it takes putting a boot in somebody's butt.
Yeah.
And try to wake up the troops. The timeout that we just took, you know, didn't seem to do it, but it's also where your leadership of your team is also challenged.
Lines up the kick for Stoneham.
And we're going to find out, you know, in tonight, especially right now, who's going to be that guy to step up. Here's O'Halloran at the 5.
Oh, what a move! And a flag thrown immediately after the play.
O'Halloran on the return for Burlington.
Well, flags that are thrown here usually indicate a penalty against the receiving team.
Ooh.
I don't know, but you know what?
Well, let's see if they say.
Yeah, there it is.
Face mask against Burlington.
No, it's a hold.
Or hold, yeah.
So, you know, it was thrown in a spot, too, where O'Halloran was running. So my guess is it was, you know, at the spot of the foul. And just when you have a little bit of momentum and get the ball out to a 7-yard line,
yeah.
It goes back 10.
Not great if you're Burlington here.
It goes back more than 10 because it goes back from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, it looks like it's...
So it's going to go back to the 14-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. So I think it's important right now for the Devils to sit there and kind of get something going here offensively and just kind of calm things down. Go back to what got you here last week. Here's the inside handoff to Davison. Here we go. Positive play for the Devils as you get out to the 20-yard line. Picking up about 7, it'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, and a great play again by Davison as he just ran to the right side and just went through that Stoneham defense just like a hot knife through butter.
Well, what I always say too is that, you know, one score and one stop, you're back in the ballgame.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the big picture of things, a score and a stop, if you can capitalize that, we have a false start.
False start against Burlington.
See, and here it is. This is the classic 2-step forward, 1-step backwards approach. You know, where you sit there and you know what? You have something like this that happens, and
second down 9.
You know, sure enough, you know, now you're back to second down and 9. Clock's going to run without in the last 5 seconds of the period. I don't think we'll get this off.
Nope.
Well.
And that's the end of the first
Well,
quarter.
Phil, you know, with performance like this in the field, you may not be invited back from Oswego anymore. You may be relegated to studio updates. You know, we'll put you on what do they call it thing? FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTime.
We'll put you on FaceTime from Oswego and you can give the out of town scoreboard.
Yeah, speaking about it.
22-0 after 1. Not the start the coach McKay was looking for. Not the start that I don't think the Burlington kids wanted to have here. But you know what? That's why a game is 4 quarters long. We're talking about great comebacks earlier. Maybe tonight's the one that's in the cards.
Yeah, definitely. And Lexington and Reading out there in Lexington. Reading up 7-6. Reading. And
listen, I'll give you a better one. Go to Danny Harold. Yeah, I'll do the out of town stuff.
All right,
in the second quarter.
All right, so we start the second quarter on the other side of the field. Second down and 9 for the Red Devils after that false start penalty for Burlington. Like you said, positive yards, a positive play for Cody Davison and the Devils. And like you said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back here. And again, second down and 9, ball is at about the 14-yard line.
I think he's worried I'm going to throw him out the window.
Yeah.
I can now that Phil's doing play-by-play.
Pena over the right side. He's got a man, got a catch, and so Davison makes the catch, and he ran about maybe 5 yards vertically, but probably maybe half a yard down the field.
Yeah, that's one of those plays you want to use as a setup, kind of get things, the defense loosened up a little bit.
So 3rd and 11 here for Burlington. 10:36 to go in the second quarter. Down 22-0. Pena looking for a play here.
You're not going out the window. I think Phil believes me, Phil.
Pena takes the snap, bobbles it up. He loses it. Gets it downfield. He's got a man open, and it is almost caught. Nearly had the catch at about midfield, and he hangs his head in shame, understandably so. That was number 21, Ryan O'Halloran. And that would have been an excellent play for O'Halloran had he not tipped that one and made it incomplete.
I think that happened was there. You may have had some screening there as you had a defender as well as another receiver in the area. I think that was Alec Rollins. So some traffic there certainly had something to do with that there.
So 4th and 11 here. They're going to punt it. Kick is out of the 40. It's caught by Pignon at about the 40-yard line.
I will say one thing is that the Wheelock has done a nice job as punting. His first punt tonight wasn't great, but everyone since has been a pretty good job. And it's one thing that I see in my travels around at least the high school aspect of football is that the special teams really, those special team skills have suffered a little bit. I don't see great punters anymore. You know, like we used to have back in the old day.
Yeah.
Back when we were all playing, we used to drive the horse and buggy to the game.
And we're going to call it timeout here. Timeout called by Burlington here.
Now there's a little more frustration on a coach's part. You know, you start with 10 players in the field and have to take a timeout. I guess that's why you have 5.5. But those are the type of things you don't want to see. You want to have people on the field ready to go. Devils desperately need to stop right here.
Oh, they definitely do. And against this Stoneham team, that's a big, and it's not even the end of the first half. You're up 20. You're down 22-0.
Phil, we're 52 seconds into the second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, there's a team that 3 years ago was a laughingstock in the Middlesex League. And Coach Almeida came in. They've started to rebuild things, and
here's McCabe.
Oh, that's a great job.
And he gets it at about the 20-yard line. It's going to be number 15 for the Spartans. That's Thiago D'Almeida.
What's his name?
D'Almeida at about the 22-yard line. So an easy first down, and the chain gang runs a little bit down to that line. So,
you know, Phil, that's the type of play where you have the wind that's coming into effect. I think McCabe threw it up. It was a little bit underthrown. And because of the way the wind was in the receiver position with the defenders, he came back to the ball and sat there and was able to sit there and I'm doubling up now. I was able to sit there and come back to the ball and make the grab. So
1st and 10 for the Spartans at the Devil 22-yard line. McCabe nearly keeps it himself, but is stuffed by a plethora of Red Devils. I can't see the number there. Looks like it was. So McGilvery gets credited for the tackle there. 2nd and 8 here for the Spartans. Inch by inch here, Dan. They're doing just a little bit better for Burlington.
I'm doubling this cameraman right now.
So 2nd and 9. Only gain 1 yard on the play. Pignon is the running back here. Here's the snap, McCabe to Pignon. Pignon is easily stuffed up by a few defenders. only getting a little bit of yardage there. We'll call it third down. Let's say 6. So 3-yard gain on the play there for the Spartans.
What Stoneham does is not confusing.
No.
They line up, they go 7 across the line, they go 4 in the backfield, and they run somebody somewhere at you all the time. The key here is always finding that guy.
Yeah. I was talking to Coach McKay earlier, and he said it was a boring offense. They just run it every time. Here's Big Gnome down the left side. He's got some room at the 5, pushing the end zone. Touchdown, Stoneham. So, all right. Let me pronounce his name again. that Greek guy. That Greek guy gets the touchdown. It's 28-0 Stoneham. 8:08 to go in the second quarter.
Here we go. Ready?
Argyropoulos. There we go.
You got it. I told you there was a reason why he gave you that microphone.
Yeah. not as bad a pronunciation as Usatiri Uthanasopoulos of the Geneseo Ice Knights hockey team. 2-point. Here it is. And he gets it. The 2-point conversion is good. That makes it 30-0 Stoneham. And got to do something here if you're Coach McKay.
Well, there's some nights it's just not happening. And, but the only good part is that there's still a lot of time left.
There is.
And now it's time to sit there and start to build on something. Whether it be they haven't had a first down.
No.
They've been 3 and out every time. So let's start with a first down. Positive yards and a first down. And then from there you go to the next step.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do right now. You can't sit there and think about getting 30 back in a hurry. It has been done.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not easy. And like I said, it's not right now. It's not a happy place to be on the red sideline.
No,
whereas
definitely
Stoneham,
not.
They're having a blast over there. They're trying to figure out who they're going to play in the second half. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
So D'Antona will kick it off here for the Spartans.
And I'm going to tell you what the answer to that, who they're going to play in the second half is. They're going to play their first stringers. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
At least, my guess would be at least 1 drive in the third quarter, maybe 2.
Ryan O'Halloran back deep here for Burlington. And it goes to Josh Lee. Lee loses a tackle, goes to the 40, spins away, and is brought down at about the 36-yard line. That was Jake Doherty, on that play.
All right, here's the best. So let's go. Let's start with the positives. Here's the best field position they've had. They had the ball at the 36-yard line. It was a good return. And you see the difference, Phil, is the wind here.
Yeah.
Okay, Stoneham's kickoffs in the first half were all going inside the 10-yard line. That one was just outside the 15. So the wind was worth 10 yards. So let's see what happens when the Devils have the wind at their back. The wind's not important to Stoneham because they don't throw the ball.
No.
Burlington does.
Yes. So Pena in the shotgun again. Takes the snap. Here's Pena. Pena looks, throws downfield. He's got Pavo, and it's tipped by number 12 for the Spartans.
That's McCabe, the quarterback.
Or 17, Jack McCabe, the quarterback. Versatile on both sides of the ball here for Stoneham.
And you know what? It was a classic play by McCabe. He was a little bit out of position, trailing the receiver a little bit, and picked a nice angle to be able to get a hand in there and knock it away.
So 7:52 to play here in the second quarter. Burlington down 30-0 here against the Stoneham Spartans. Pena takes the snap, looks under pressure. He throws it downfield for number 21. That's Ryan O'Halloran, and that was incomplete.
There is a flag on the play. He's going to call it an interference play. They're going to call interference against Stoneham.
I think that's going to be on Jack McCabe, or excuse me. I think that was Jack McCabe trying to interfere with.
Although you may have a problem here, Phil, when the referee with the white hat comes over and puts his hands over the guys in the black hats. Yep, it will be pass interference.
Pass interference against Stoneham.
You know, Pena's looked a little bit off tonight. His throws tend to seem to be a little bit high.
And that was just free yardage right there for Burlington.
Yeah. He had a good week last week in many regards. You know, threw some real nice balls, and especially early in the contest. But
so we'll see this offense again. 2 receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Davison, the back here for Burlington.
You know what? What are you going to do with that chain crew over there? You got Freddie Colicchio probably over there. You got Joe Morandi over there. They don't know what a first down is yet. My goodness.
Here's Pena. Takes the snap. Pena, high snap. Pena throws it down. He's got a man, and that was incomplete.
Unfortunately, the guy who was closest to catch the ball there was number 72, Dylan McKinnon, who was on the sidelines. One thing to note here is something they have to address at halftime. We saw the bad snap in the first quarter. There's been 2 other ones since. So that's something that has to be worked on, because right now, doing that is an issue getting the ball back to the quarterback.
So we'll make it 2nd and 10. So no yards gain on the play there, of course. Pena takes the snap. Looks, waits, has him in open, picked off! McShane for 6, touchdown, Spartans, pick 6 for Kevin McShane. And,
well, Pena has some pressure coming up the middle. I was watching the Devils line, and they did some Driscoll, run the clock. He's trying to help you.
The Stoneham sideline and Stoneham fan section elated here.
Turn it on. So as I was saying, there was some pressure in Pena's face coming from the inside. Probably that guy Carino, who's had a monster game so far. Wow, Stoneham's going to try to kick the ball here. That's a first tonight.
Almeida to kick it off, and it's dead center from
that's a pretty
10
good
yards
kick.
out.
And that had a lot of leg on it. It wasn't one that just made it over the bar. So
yeah,
37-0. Ouch.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can say right here. As you know, this was not the type of game that we were expecting here.
He might be the human sacrifice tonight, going out the window for the betterment of next week. How's that sound? Well, you know what? There's been 5 possessions for each team. Okay?
Yeah.
Burlington's gone 4 3-and-outs and a pick 6. Stoneham's gone 5 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, and a 1-point conversion. And that kind of sums up what it's like.
Yes. Not a great night if you're a Red Devil.
Look at Michael Jordan just walked in. I know what it is, son. Yeah.
We have Red Devil superfan Sean Casey.
I know all about that.
With us in the booth. Casey, a senior here at BHS.
Is that son of Mark Casey?
That would be correct.
Oh, part of the Bunyan legacy of the world.
Here's a kickoff play, and that's easily brought down at about the 32-yard line. Stoneham says they have it. Fumble on. That was a little bit of confusion there for me on the sidelines. Looks like Ryan O'Halloran had it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Devils at about the 32-yard line. Good field position here if you're Burlington.
Joe D'Antonico with the ball was running to the end zone. He thought he had himself a fumble recovery, but the officials ruled the ball down on the field.
I was also just as confused as him on that time as
I wasn't. You know what? I'm going to share something with you here. As you go on in your new career.
Yes.
Is that sometimes calling the book is not the right way to do things. Mm-hmm. You're better off calling the game.
Wide open play for Cody Davison. A great play. Found the hole right down the middle, and he gets a first down. The first of the day for the Devils.
We talk about positives. There's one. We got a first down. Let's build on that now. What comes up next? Davison found a good hole, but as I was saying, sometimes the officials call the game. I don't think this game needed a fumble return for a touchdown for Stoneham.
Here's Davison again. He won't get as many yards.
One thing the Devils had problems with last week was dealing, especially in the second half, with the interior of the Woburn line. Stoneham a little bit bigger than the Woburn guys were last week, and you see them kind of Duatona, that kid Catino, I think his name is, Carino, number 76. Those are 2 good linemen. I'm watching them right in the middle of the play, and they're going to give the guys interior from Burlington some fits.
Here's Pena. Gets it over to Davison left side.
Davison on the carry.
And he'll go for about a yard, so let's call it 3rd and 9.
Kevin McShane, 3rd down.
Looks like he gains no yards of the play. 3rd down and 10.
Belmont, 12-0.
Woburn and Belmont, 12-0 Woburn. And
Lexington leads Reading 14-7.
Well,
and Lexington.
so much for Lexington, huh?
Yeah.
Melrose leads Watertown 14-0, also in the second quarter.
So out-of-town scoreboards.
What Brian Brothers doesn't know, it's now 21-7 Reading leads.
Here's Pena.
Here's
He's got him in open, and a first down for the Devils. So number 11 for the Devils, Lucas Tribuco comes in up clutch again. And like you said, positives. This one's another positive right here.
That Tribuco's a big kid, 6'5". He's a good target, had a couple catches last week. Maybe the type of guy you got to get involved in. He was the guy who Pena was going for on the pick 6 as he was running a little bit of a waggle across the field.
Mm-hmm. Here's Pena again with Davison. Pena throws it. Tribuco again, and he goes down to the 40-yard line. And a big one for the Devils.
One of my comments I made to assistant coach Dan Murphy was I thought that last week they were getting a little bit greedy and wanting to get on the field to a mid-range passing game. These little short ones here seem to work pretty well. When you got a young quarterback who's maybe struggling a little bit early with some of the longer passes, use these things to control the ball. Nice job so far in this drive.
An excellent drive here so far for Burlington. Pena again takes the snap, looks, pumps, throws it downfield for Tribuco, and incomplete. He was fended off by number 15 for the Spartans.
Okay, as I said, I talked about our Thanksgiving Day rival. I know it's 8 weeks away, but Sal Fralick, the quarterback who took Costello's place, just returned a punt 85 yards to give Lexington a 21-7 lead.
I'm actually not surprised because he is a offensive scoring machine and an excellent quarterback to boot.
Going to go play shortstop at BC, I'm told. Here's the pass to Davison.
Davison gets a first down again.
You see, Phil, you know what? They've started to control the ball a little bit better, spread Stoneham out a little bit. In last year's game, they had a similar situation like this where they get behind early, although it wasn't 37-0.
No.
But it was 14-0, and they clawed their way back. That was the game that Coach Bailey was coaching, and they did a good job. They just couldn't get over the hump and get even with them. This has a little bit of a feel of that as well.
Here's Pena. Gets it back to Davis, and he gets down to about the 29-yard line. Or McCauley, excuse me.
Pena's pass complete to number 7, Jake McCauley.
So McCauley gets about 5 yards in the play.
I think McCauley's about
6 yards.
I think McCauley's about 6'4", so you've got 6'4" and 6'5" on the outside.
Yeah, very tall kids.
All right, so good. I'm sorry, 6 feet and 6'5" on the outside. Good targets to throw through. It'll open things up in the middle.
2nd and 3. Pena to Tribuco, chipped it right through his hands. He probably wants that one back.
Well, that was an experience. You know, that's a young guy trying to make a play.
Yeah.
May have taken his eye off it. You see it all the time on Saturdays and Sundays when you're sitting in your living room watching football. You see that receiver who all of a sudden, the last minute, turns his eyes, take a quick peek, and the ball just tips off his fingers.
So Burlington timeout here.
It's a big play. I think it's a 3rd and 4. I don't know. The board's not right.
2nd and 4, I think.
No, I think it's 3rd.
3rd and 4 here for Burlington.
The thing down there with the number in it is called the box.
Yes.
And that's the most thing that the referees will make that correct. So the box says 3. Now,
if the scoreboard says 2, it's probably 3.
Well, Driscoll, of course, is a scoreboard operator, Mr. Driscoll. Was he his teacher when you were in school?
No, I think he retired years ago.
Well, I'm going to tell you how old he is.
I know.
I'm going to tell you how old he is. I had him as a teacher.
Wow, so almost 40 years ago.
I had him. Wait a second here. I had him twice.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
So I always sit there and give him a hard time because, as I used to say, if I came to your class prepared like that, you'd give me a failing grade for the day.
And Pena bobbles the ball. He has to make a play on it and throws it out of nowhere. Flag immediately calling the play. And as
it's going to be a hold against Burlington. That also should be a intentional grounding against Pena. He's in the pocket, and the ball didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's a high school rule. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, so like you said, one big step forward, 2 tiny steps back for Burlington. Second, or make that 4th down here.
Stone will accept the penalty. They're going to march the ball back up, have a 3rd down and 13. And when you have a team that's struggling like this tonight, you want to put them in as many long-distance down. Now, if you're Burlington here, you've got to be thinking 2-down territory.
Yeah.
You don't need to get 13 yards on one play. You have 2 downs to do it. And if you get half of it, you're definitely going to go for it on 4th down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We haven't seen him go on 4th down yet, understandably so. Here's the snap from Pena. Pena, downfield, has him in open. Nearly had it. Nearly had the catch. That was Ryan O'Halloran again. He nearly had the catch. It went right on his stomach and wasn't really able to get the ball in time. So 4th down and 13 here. They're probably just going to punt it.
Well, no. This is not a punting formation. They brought 5 wide receivers into the game. All right. And
I spoke way too soon, man. So 4th and 13. This is going to be interesting here.
Remember, when you take that microphone, your job is to tell, not think.
Here's Pena stepping up. Got him in. He's open. He gets the first down. Down the sidelines he goes. And down to the 16-yard line. I think that was number 30. That was 17. Number 17, Anthony or Mike Pavo.
Did he have a brother, Anthony?
I was confusing it with Anthony Semeraro.
Well, Pena bought himself a lot of time with that one there. You know, the rush came up the middle. The lineman in the middle of the field, number 73, who we didn't see last week, but who's playing because of the injury to Woods. And that is, Johnson Magada.
Yep.
Johnson sat there and, he sat there and was able to get a little bit of drive and push the pass rusher out of the way. Pena read it right, went to his left.
He's Pena on the play. Is it? Stoneham says they have it. Well, let's see what they say.
Shared catch. And who gets the ball on a shared catch, Phil? The offense does.
Ooh, let's see what they say. This could be a big
second
here
down,
for Burlington.
He put up the 2. A shared catch belongs to the offense.
Yep.
All right.
Complete pass. And a big one for Burlington here. 1st and goal.
Seth Russell's a cornerback. He did a great job. It's kind of like Malcolm Butler a couple years ago in the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Yep.
I remember him making some play, but it was the same type of thing where he jumped the route. But fortunately for the Devils, he was able to sit there, and I think it was McCauley who was able to sit there and grab the ball, not let go, and end up being a dual possession, which goes to the offense. 1st down and 10. Correction, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. Pena over to Davison. Nearly had a play, but wasn't enough there. It looks like.
I don't mind that play. I think that's a good play. You know, they've been throwing the ball. They're spread out. All right, so they send that guy back through.
Get a little bit of variety out of it. So 2 minutes remaining in the first half here. Devils down 37-0. They have to make a score here to bring the fans home happy here, at least in this first half here.
Especially important to score because they have to kick off to start the second half.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like they're not going to get the ball. Like I said, 2 scores ago, I said they were a stop and a touchdown and a stop from trying to get back even or get back closer.
Here's Pena, high snap, looks, gets it over. He's got a man, and nearly he made the catch. It was number 21. Once again, O'Halloran nearly making the catch, but it just wasn't enough.
O'Halloran had a big week last week, and in doing so, he's going to draw some extra attention. The good part about so far tonight, you've had McCauley make some catches, you've had Trabuco make some catches, Pablo made a couple catches, so those will take some of the pressure and some of the attention away from O'Halloran. 3
receivers to the right, 1 to the left here.
4 to the right.
4 to the right, 1 to the left as Pena takes the snap. Pena rolls right. Pena has him in open, makes the catch, touchdown, Devils! It was Mike Pavo again, I believe, and the Devils are finally on the board. 37-7 Spartans. But we have a flag on the field.
Play. It may have something to do with lining up. The Devils had, like I said, they had 4 receivers on this side of the field. I think it's an illegal formation.
Yeah, against Burlington, so that's going to come back.
They had 4 receivers on this side of the field. And in doing so, remember, you have to have 7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And you can't lock the guy in. My guess is the 4 guys on the right side may have been back off the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
So you put the 5 guy in the line of scrimmage over there. The 5 linemen is 6 guys.
Yeah.
And now where's the 7th guy on the line of scrimmage?
We'll replay fourth down.
So we will replay 4th and 2. 4th and...
It's not 4th and 2 anymore. It's
4th and 7. 5-yard penalty on the play. And a timeout called for Burlington here. So if you're Coach McKay, what do you do in this situation?
Well, I think you've got to sit there and you've got plenty of time. So
it's not like
the important thing here is to get a first down.
Yeah.
If something else opens up and there's room to throw the ball into the scoring area, you can do so. I like that last formation. You had 4 on this side. Pena rolled out to the right, which put him in an area where it was him and the 4 receivers. And something's got to give because you've got 4 rushing, 2 in the middle. You had a guy on the other side of the field. So all those things there, make for a matchup nightmare for Stoneham.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the formation was illegal, and by lining up where they did, it negated the touchdown.
So we will replay 4th down. So 4th and 7.
We saw Sean Casey of the hockey team up here talking to Brian Brothers about his music selection.
Yep.
Quite frankly, I can comment that it's a little bit subpar. Happens to have the last name, but that's what youngest in the family are all about, right?
Here's Pena. Looking, throws, has a man. That was Halloran again. Chipped off his hands and onto the track there.
I don't like
Stoneham
that.
takes over on downs, 1st and 10.
I didn't like that formation. I like that throw. That's a long throw for a young kid to make. I would have liked to see something a little bit between the numbers where Pena can use some of that arm strength that he has.
Yeah.
To sit there and find the guy that he is looking, find a man who is open. So, but you know what? You've got to take the positive out of that. They drive they start at the 36, take it all the way down to the 13. They had the ball in the end zone. It was called back for a penalty. They can't afford to take penalties, but unfortunately, it gives Stoneham another chance to score.
So Devils down 37-0 here at the end of near the end of the second quarter. Here's Pignone. Pignone steps and gets a first down, or he does get a first down here. Gets away by a few defenders and easily gets that first down to move the chains and make it a first down again.
One of the areas the Devils had a lot of trouble last week, it was on what they call the edge, the outside of the tackles. And watching the play right there, the lead blocker for Stoneham, Adgeropoulos, who does more than run the ball, just sat there and took his man and just ran him 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. So a reason for success you can see there, winning the one-on-one battle Stoneham does.
McCabe throws it. He is a man.
There it is.
It's picked off. Number 27, Jake Doherty, picks it off, and the Devils get the ball back at around midfield.
That's a good play. You had great. What do you call it? That's a good word, isn't it? You had great pursuit on the pass rush by Nick Campbell. He was in the face of the quarterback McCabe. Forced McCabe to throw the ball up. He threw it in the middle of the field. There was a couple of receivers there, but there were also 3 Devil defenders, including Doherty. Doherty was the free safety, just ran the play well. And
so 1:08 to play here.
And Doherty came down with the interception. So Doherty had a kickoff return last week. He had an interception this week. He's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. As Pena takes the snap at the 45. Pena looks, eludes pressure, throws it downfield. He's got a man. It's nearly picked off. Haller nearly had it, but Pignone was there to scoop it away and make an incomplete pass.
Well, Pignone actually became the defender on that play. The ball was a little bit underthrown. And as O'Halloran started coming back for it, I think he realized that Pignone was the guy who may have had the best chance of catching it, and he turned into a defensive back and made sure that he didn't.
Yeah, so 1 minute warning here. 59 seconds to go in the second quarter. Devils down 37-0 over the Stoneham Spartans.
Does that go into the Arcaro rules of football, the 1 minute warning?
I guess so. And he gets a first down again. It's number 7, Jake McCauley. We've called his name a lot And he gets a clutch first down.
He is good for a red down.
And they're in Stoneham territory now.
Like I said, those big receivers on the outside as we reach the 1 minute warning. And
6 foot 185. That's not bad for a receiver like that.
I'll give you my timing rules as we go on tonight. Yeah, football has a 2 minute warning. Lacrosse has a 2 minute warning because there's special rules within the last 2 minutes. Hockey, it's 1 minute left to play in the period. And basketball is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And again, in pros, there's rules that are concurrent with 2 minutes on the clock. Soccer, we don't know because they don't put a clock up. One of my mysteries of life is why soccer doesn't have a visible clock for everybody in the whole stadium to see what's going on.
Well, in college soccer, they have a.
It's not official though.
It is not official though. 90 minutes.
The extra time brings the Russian judge theory into play.
That's true. Here's Pena, and he's easily sacked at the 45. He's not going to get very far. Third down.
Well, they call that a coverage sack. Nobody was open. I give Kyle a lot of credit on that one there. He did not force the ball into somebody. The line actually did a pretty good job. There was good protection there. Yeah, I don't have the stopwatch going to say how long they had protection for, but they had a lot of protection, in the interior. Mm-hmm. He stepped up. He looked. He didn't find anything. He only lost a yard in the play by getting back to the line of scrimmage. So that's a good job by a lot of people, including the Stoneham defensive backs, unfortunately.
Yeah. As Burlington takes their 237th timeout of the night. And 0.4 of a second left.
Listen, your job is to run the camera, not dance.
41, excuse me, that Coach's Insurance scoreboard is wrong. I'm very surprised. Actually, no, it's because of the angle of
you got that big hole in the middle.
All those ropes and things that are there. Didn't see that a whole lot on the old field, at least. As crowd getting into it, even though the Devils are down 37-0. Here's Pena. Takes the snap. Gets it to Davison. Davison nearly found a hole, and he gains for about a 4 or 5 yard play. Flag on the play here for. It's against Burlington. Timeout, Burlington.
I liked the call there. It was a screen, a little bit of a delay. Unfortunately, it didn't fool Amadeo Zalendi. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Zalendi came out nice, did a real nice job, reading that play, because that's the type of play where, especially in a prevent type defense, when you're down towards the end, they will sit there and go up and get. So there's an odd formation by the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's an odd formation by the officials.
Here's Pena. Throws it for Davison, McCauley nearly had it, but it went right through his hands. It was tipped.
Yeah, that's one he's going to probably say on Monday when he's watching the game film that's one he probably should have had. Ran a nice route, nice throw, well designed. Had enough for a first down, but.
So it is 37-0, not 37-6 as the graphic shows here.
Driscoll.
Actually, we gotta blame everyone in the everyone down on the truck here for that mistake. It is 37-0, not 37-6. So our apologies here. 1st and 10, 13 seconds to go. This will probably be the last play of the game, and will be the end.
We're going home?
No, the end of the first half. It is the end of the first half, as the Devils. Not their best game of the year. They're down 37-0 at the end of the first half. Your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, now is when you go in the locker room, you have to coach. You got to go in and I remember one time I gave a speech. I said, guys, I wish there was something real. I stole it from television. I said, some movie. And I said, I hope there was something real inspiring that I could come in and say that would kind of turn this around. And one of my players goes, Coach, look at the team on the other side of the field. I looked out. There's a bunch of little fifth grades. He goes, they'd put their out there and they'd kick our ass. So, it's you got to build on things.
Yes.
Okay. And guess what? You start preparing for next week right now.
Mm-hmm.
You may not get back, 37 points here in the second half, but you hopefully will sit there and take something positive to move forward.
Yeah.
Last drive was good. Drive before that was good. Use those to build momentum as you go on.
Yeah, especially in the second quarter. Those drives were really good here, as we'll see the marching band come in At the end of the first half, it's Stoneham 37, Burlington nothing. You're watching BHS football right here on BCAT. Stay tuned.
Now entering the field is the 2000. Staff includes director Sean Buxbaum and Fabian Satirial. Show designers are Scott McAnally and Tim Leonelli. Percussion staff is Chris Waller, Davis Coleman, and Clayton Davison. Color guard and deck staff is Justina Haynes, Pauline Jenkins, Zoe Giordano, and Abby Malloy. Wind staff is Danielle Marine. The band is under the direction of drum majors Zion Sharka and Chris Costello. Woodwind captain is Jenny Lamoon. Brass captains are Dan Stream and Allison Martin. Dance squad captain is Alyssa Keene. Color guard captains are Danielle Amato and Caitlin Shea. Battery captain is Billy Wisner. Front ensemble captains are Ellie Yu and Charlie Paris. Tonight the band will be performing their program titled Bon Voyage and includes the following: La Paris by Paul Duca, Overture to Orpheus in the Underworld by Jack Offenbach, and Claire de Lune by Claude Debussy.
It was like, oh, you should see it. And I'm like, yeah, no. No. Actually, I don't care. Of it, the horror movie that you're not going to see.
All the kids were
telling me.
the clock movies.
Okay, basically, just visual currently that, like, sassy thing. Can you watch that? I haven't.
It's so funny.
I don't watch it.
He yells out like a 12-year-old. The kid was in our school. Wait, is your sister?
No!
What do you mean you don't see her?
Oh my god. Did you watch the really good reaction?
Does she look like you?
Wait, does Savannah, does Savannah look like me? No.
What is she?
Not that you can tell who's who right now. Like, you wouldn't be able to see who.
Honestly, I have the longest eyes in all of the Alright, let's see.
She's either that one or that one. Or any of the ones in the uniform.
All of them are in uniform.
And that's the point. I'm playing the clarinet though.
Oh.
She's
Drum
on this
majors
half.
Zion Sharka and Chris Costello. Is your band ready? Presenting their 2017 program Bon Voyage, please give a warm welcome for the Burlington High School Marching Red Devils.
On the xylophone.
Ladies and gentlemen, from all over Thailand, let us be the first to welcome you to
No, she's wearing the ugly boat.
Is she still doing supporting the Crocs?
Oh, the thing on Friday?
Yeah.
Croc Friday, yeah. With her Crocs. She's never going to they wanted to start Croc toys where they wear all the we all do Carolina down it. My sister's birthday is in November.
I hate my window. Every time we go to get past a small hall. And then no, she doesn't.
I haven't seen it. I told her.
Isabel, you can understand.
Yeah, but it's
yeah, I know.
the lights blue. I never saw the original one. I've never watched this one. This is my first time. Yeah.
Devils. And Phil Caro, Dan Brothers, 353 miles, the GPS said, from Oswego to Massachusetts.
Yep.
And not exactly getting your gas money's worth anyways.
Yeah. But what a weird way to start the second half, playing Sweet Caroline. Thank you to Brian Brothers.
We can't fault his gene pool. His decisions maybe, but here we go. Wheelock has the ball in the tee.
Onsides.
And great play made by...
the onside kick.
I got him.
Number 31.
Number 31 is
Ronald
Pagueo, who recovered that one. I'll tell you what, he was kind of like a... back in the days we used to play in your backyard and the ball's on the ground. He just grabbed it.
Red Devil 49.
Well, Stoneham starts at the Burlington 49. They started their first two drives of the evening inside Burlington territory. I think it was actually 3 as they controlled that wind.
Yeah, this is interesting field position here for Stoneham. Let's see what they can do.
First down and 10. Here's a quick pitch back to Pignoni. Pignoni sits there and goes down at the 40. We're going to give him the 46-yard line, a gain of 3. Second down, let's call it 7. On the tackle for the Devils is 44, Sean McGilvery.
Yeah, and you're right, 2nd and 7. McGilvery with that tackle there. And defense slowly adjusting here for Stoneham is, again, Burlington downs 37-0. I feel like they've found their rhythm here.
Well, as we said that, as we said,
but it is early in the second half. So
as we said off camera, that's a tough thing to sit there and recognize. Here's Pignoni again.
Stuffed by a plethora of Red Devils there.
You're going to see a lot of, right down the bottom of the pile is 56. That's Nick Campbell. You're going to see a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
Stone's going to run the ball and probably going to stay between the tackles. Here I go again.
So again, like you
pretty
said,
good, huh?
Like you said, 2nd and 7 here for Stoneham at their.
Nope, it's now 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
He gained 1 on the play.
Yeah.
Pignoni did. Here's Pignoni in motion. Here's a quick pitch to that right side. Better job by the Devils on the end.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that really shows here. And they knew that Pignoni was just going to roll left or near side, excuse me. And I'm not sure who it was on the tackle.
It was McCauley.
McCauley read that pretty well and made the tackle, making it 4th and 6. So it looks like I don't know.
I think they're gonna punt.
Oh, this is the first time that Stoneham is gonna punt here.
Now in the first half, I made a comment about how the second quarter, how the Stoneham guys were blowing the guys out the line of scrimmage. That was McCauley. That play there, same matchup. It was Argyropoulos and McCauley. And McCauley did a nice job to shed the block, push the play outside, and force them out of bounds. So on 4th down, here is the punt by Stoneham. That's very high.
Rolling. Whoa.
And we have a touch there by Stoneham. Number 31, the guy who recovered the onside kick.
That was
Ronel Paguel. I love the people here. He touched it at the 20. It was the 18, so they may have gained a couple of yards. So first down and 10 for the Devils. They'll come out. Yeah. Kyle Pena is the quarterback. He has McCauley. He's got Pavo. He's got O'Halloran. He's got that number 11 dude, the tall one, Trabuco.
Yeah, Trabuco.
Here's a pass to the outside.
Ooh.
Again, that play has just been a hair off for most of the night. You can see McCauley was doing an out route, and it was right here in front of him. As he did the out route, the ball was on its way, but not.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like he had his eye on the ball for most of the play. He looked like he turned a little bit, and then just noticed the ball at the last second.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Pena straight back out the snack gun. Whoa, it's intercepted.
Whoa, wow.
That was almost a lineman's dream.
Yeah, that was considered an incomplete pass.
Joe D'Antona sat there, got his hands on it.
Yeah, it looked like he blocked. It was almost sort of like a block kick there.
I wonder if there's any relation to the D'Antona family from Revere. So I can make a joke in that regard. If he had done the one thing he really had to do, and that was catch the ball, he might be running in the end zone and still celebrating. So it's 3rd down now and 10. Ball rests at the 16-yard line. Again, high snap. Pena over the middle.
O'Halloran almost had it.
I thought there may have been some early contact by Pignoni.
Yeah, and that high snap wasn't a great sign there either, as it seemed like.
Yeah, there's been some problems. There's about 6 times so far today that we had some
a bit of a sign of inexperience here. So Burlington will be back to punt here.
And these haven't been exactly pretty either. Now that's a good one.
Yeah. That looked like it was a little bit high.
There's Pablo. It's a fumble.
Oh, man. How about for free yardage? Burlington getting the ball back about, let's say, 20, 30 yards of where they were before.
Hey, it's 4th down and 10. How do you gain 26 yards? You kick the ball.
Yeah, kick it and get the fumble recovery. Or the recovery. I don't think it was a fumble. From my eyes, it didn't look like it.
Devils will take over 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
So like I said, again, free yardage for Burlington here. They'll make it a 1st and 10 here.
So you hanging at home this week while you're home this weekend?
I am. I'm going to be home till Sunday, and I'm taking the bus back to Syracuse early morning Sunday.
Well, are you going to do your parents what my kids do to me? Mine went to Syracuse State and asked for money before he started driving. My car and my gas. What a great country. Now, where is Oswego, to be exact?
Did he go? He went to Lemoyne, right?
I know the thruway as well as anybody.
Yeah. So
how do you go there?
I usually take the thruway up to 481 north.
And that's just north of Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
481 basically takes you all the way to Oswego. So.
And that goes west, northwest.
Yeah, and roughly northwest, right on Lake Ontario.
There you go.
Davison just keeps it.
Probably a nice place. Not a lot of crime.
No, not a lot of crime. It's pretty safe.
But then again, nobody lives there.
No, not really. And the townies there, as we call them, some of them aren't exactly the best people.
Oh, come on.
Some of them are just pretty strange.
They're not welcoming to college kids who want to wake up at 4 in the afternoon and go till 4 in the morning.
Oh, very high snap. Oh my goodness, that was just.
Well, guess what? We're almost in the same spot we were when we were at the punt back.
He was at the 18-yard line. They started the play at the 18-yard line, and just like that, a huge step back here for this Burlington offense off a bad snap.
Well, that's been a problem all night. We talked about it. My guess is there's going to be some early work for center and quarterback.
4th and 22 here. They're going to punt.
Here's Pavo. Punt. Is that Pavo? Is that? Nope. That's Wheelock.
And it'll just roll.
Yes, it will.
To about the 44.
Well, they gained 3 yards from the previous spot.
But this time it's Stoneham ball here.
Yes, that time is correct. It's Stoneham ball. So it's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Let's see if we see some different uniforms for them. McCabe is taking the instructions from coach, so he's headed on the field. So my guess is he's going to stay in the game. Number 8's a new guy. That's Kevin McShane. We haven't seen him yet. Maybe we have.
He got a pick 6.
That's right too. Let's see who we got. We got Agaropoulos, and we got that Pinone over there. No, it's not.
He just
Agaropoulos. He just kind of hides behind the whole group of them and kind of slowly moves his feet and gets himself a 1st down.
Yeah, and a good drive there for Stoneham that time, moving the chains again.
1st and 10 Spartans at the Red Devil 32-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Stoneham squad here, up 37-0. Not the best of games here for Burlington, especially in the second quarter.
Certainly not. Well, first quarter wasn't a work of art either, so it's first down and 10. Here's the pitch back to Pignoni. Up the middle with a dash to the left.
Play.
Doherty trips him up.
Yeah, looks like
he might still be running.
Yeah, it looks like he nearly broke the ankles of Jake Doherty that time as he just faked him out, and he was on the ground there for a little bit. So like you said, first down for the Spartans here, and they're just running up the field.
Well, I said there'd be a lot of in-between the tackle runnings, and we certainly have gotten that during the course of this game here. So it's first down and 10 for the Spartans in their white uniforms. White helmets, royal blue numbers, and the royal blue stripe down the side of the pants. Devils in there all red. Red helmets, red shirts, red pants, white numbers and lettering. Here's the pitch to the left to number 4. Russell. Nicely done by the Devils defense, and we have a flag on the play.
Ooh, that's probably going to be...
As Campbell took him out of bounds. Yeah, just what you got to do is get involved in the game, Mr. Official. Let's see what it is. Unless it's a face mask, then I'll feel bad. Personal foul against Burlington, so.
Yeah, there
we go. I knew we'd have that one before the night was out when the flag went down. Let him play.
A Samsung cell phone.
It's like I'm Tony Romo, but I'm not Tony Romo. So.
Lost your cell phone, please come into the press box.
Not quite Tony Romo, but there you go.
So. Hey, Brian, is there a password on it? Huh? Let's see who the last call was. So Stoneham has the ball first down and goal. It's at the 8-yard line. Trying to break the 40 mark. Lone setback. This is very uncomfortable here tonight, by the way. Here's the handoff, Pignoni. He's going to get a couple. Looks to be down about the 6. Bunch of guys in the middle. Campbell's getting a little tap on the helmet from one of his teammates, so my guess is he made the stop.
And I think
second down goal.
You said Chris Jones made the stop, correct?
Was it Jonesy?
I
They
think
were
it was
tapping
Jones.
Campbell on the head, too. So Campbell, Jones, we'll give them both a part of the tackle.
Yeah.
Of course, Devils tonight playing without starting offensive tackle Andrew Woods, injured last week. He's down here on the sideline wearing number 75 out of uniform. He's a big kid, one of the big guys in the line, one of the guys who played a little bit last year, so he missed his experience here tonight. So here they are again in that formation, second down and goal. We're going to call it the 7. Here's the inside hand. That just didn't look good.
No, it didn't really look good at all.
Somebody's
probably
over
a false start. Against Stoneham. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, there you go.
So
a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, a few extra yards for Burlington, the Burlington defense to avoid the Spartans breaking 40 here.
No, they can get to 40 with a field goal.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't seen a whole lot of field goals, though.
Doughty the best. Doughty Yaden in front of me here. Doughty Bartlett Yaden, class of 1967. I mentioned that because Paul Stratty was class of 69. And she provided me dinner tonight before the game. And sorry for not sharing, but it was absolutely delicious. Last week I had, at halftime, meatball sliders from the Tuscan kitchen. But you know what, Doughty, they blew them away. These were the best. Hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, lots of cheese.
Wow.
And I have the rest for my post-game meal, so life's good if you're sitting in my shoes right now.
And not so delicious was that play for Burlington as Stoneham nearly moves the sticks here. Third down and 8. And that is the end of the third quarter.
I'm going to go solve this cell phone issue.
All right. So start of the fourth quarter here, third down and 8 for the Spartans at the Burlington 8-yard line as we switch sides here. Start of the fourth quarter. Once again, Burlington down 37-0. Excuse me. If we can get your score update here. Lexington up 28-14 now after Sal Freilich 10-yard touchdown run. You're going to hear a whole lot of South, like especially at the end of the year when Burlington faces Lexington. Lexington, a couple years ago, didn't really have a whole lot of experience coming in. They were 0-8, lost 8 straight, won 3 in a row to finish the year 3-8. Or lost. Excuse me. They won 3, they lost 8. As again, 3rd down and 8 here for the Spartans. Up 37-0 over the Burlington Red Devils right now.
New quarterback.
And here's a
new running back.
Here's a pitch to that new running back.
Amadio Zalende. The quarterback's number 25, Tommy Peasy.
So, yeah, Peasy, the junior.
Who was the quarterback who used to wear those numbers?
Number 25?
Yeah.
For high school, college?
No, it was a college team, maybe a long time ago. Now, of course, we know that Doug Flutie wore 22 when he was at Boston College. Took the number as a freshman and never changed.
And his nephews played football in Natick.
Correct.
You saw one of the Flutie nephews at quarterback in 2006.
That is correct. Oh, nice play. Oh.
And here's a pitch, and Russell will carry that to about the 5 or 4 yard line. So 4th down and goal.
No, 1st down and 10.
First and 10, rather. Thank you, Dan. I'm getting a little confused here.
Well, you know, we have issues in these games too, kind of staying in it.
Yeah.
You know, you sit there and
it's weird being back in this groove again, calling so many hockey games. You know, it's kind of weird being back here. But again, Stoneham 37-0.
At 56 degrees with a 20-mile-per-wind blowing in our face?
Yeah, I guess so. Welcome back to Burlington football, I guess.
Football is still king.
It is.
All the rest are just secondary sports.
1st and 10 here as the clock runs down. Payne is going to take the snap. Pena looking for a man. He's got O'Halloran, and he's wrapped up at about the 10-yard line. And he'll probably gain about, I want to say 5-6 yards in the play. A little more, a little less.
That's a short passing game I was talking about earlier. They've had some success with it.
So I was right. 5-yard play for O'Halloran. 2nd down and 5, all the way out in their own red zone.
The reverse red zone?
Yeah, I guess so. Pena, pitch to Davison. Davison is wrapped up by a few Spartans. He'll run some more for close to a 1st down.
End of 3 in Lexington. Lexington 28, Reading 14.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. And
end of 3?
Yeah, and end of 3, yeah. Out in Lexington, they have no lights. No lights, so portable lights for them for about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I know. It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
Near and dear to my heart, Arlington Catholic leads Austin Prep 19-8. Always a good day when Austin Prep is losing.
The Arlington Catholic football team, they weren't too good the last couple of years. They won their first game opening. I think it was opening night or last week.
Who's that?
Arlington Catholic.
They knocked off Shawsheen last week. Got spanked by Watertown in the opening night and won against Shawsheen.
Pena to, I think, Davison again. He'll be tackled.
And he'll have a 1st down on this one here.
Yeah. Positives, baby steps here for Burlington. Like you said beforehand, as Burlington desperate to putting on the points here with 8:12 to go in the game. They're down 37-0. That's probably the largest. And that will be tipped and incomplete.
Yeah, you know, it's just again, where things are going.
I think the largest loss, I think the largest margin of victory or defeat was 33-0 win against Winchester back in 2009.
Well, there was a couple more back, and there was some lean years back in the 80s where there was certainly some struggles. So
here's Pena. That's a throw to Davison this time.
And there
He's
it
got
is.
some room, and he gains about a few yards on the play.
Tackle by number 3, Trey Pignoni.
And Pignoni gets the tackle, so it'll be third down and 5. And like I said beforehand, Davison 5-yard plays once again with that one.
I was playing Jenga. I just lost. You know, it's just, and again, it hasn't been, you know, just a plethora of bad things that have happened.
There's been a lot of positives. He got a few first downs, and, you know, he got to play for pride at this point. Tribuco nearly had the play, but again, he tipped it over his hands, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Luke's going to have to sit there and, you know, not smack the hands.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you know, catch that ball. That's a ball that's certainly catchable. 4th down, Burlington's going for it. Can't say I blame him. Can't screw up punting the football.
4th and 6 for Pena.
Here's the flag.
Flag on the
free
play. Got him. Open man. It's McCauley. He nearly has that one. It was just overthrown by a few yards or so.
Offside against Stone. I'm going to give the Devils another crack at it. So.
Actually, we have a flag on the play.
Yeah, so offside against Stoneham here. We're not sure if they'll replay 4th down or
they will. It'll be short.
Yeah, so
it'll be about 2 yards to go for a first down.
Yeah, so 4th and 2 here for the Devils. And
now, one thing that's happened here, Phil, in this new age of this triple threat offense, or whatever they call that thing they do with the quarterbacks. You know, it's 4th down and it's 6 inches. Go up, put your hands under the butt of the center, tap them on the fanny, and let's go. Snap the ball and drive forward for 6 inches.
Yeah, quarterback sneak.
You know, they're snapping the ball 4.5 yards deep in the end zone. Now, I know there's a football term for it.
Pena to Davison, finds a hole, and he easily gets the first down to the 35-yard line, so he moves the chains to make it 1st and 10.
You know, a good surge by the offensive line. I know why they do this. There's got to be some reason for it. But that's the time you go up under the center, you just take the ball and lean forward.
Yeah.
If you can't get 6 inches on a quarterback sneak, you don't deserve to score.
So again, 1st and 10, inching closer to Stoneham territory here. 1st and 10 of the 42-yard line for Burlington, down 37-0 with 4:53 to go in the 4th. Pena over to Davison, lobbled it away as it lands on Ryan O'Halloran, and it falls incomplete.
It was actually intended for Davison. You know, you're going to sit here and read at the end of the night that Kyle Pena went, you know, 14 out of 28, 29, whatever it might be. But a lot of balls are catchable. Mm-hmm. And he's had some balls that have fallen out of receivers' hands tonight. And, you know, these kids all have the fancy gloves now they use. Odell Beckham's all want to go up and catch it with one hand. But you know what? It's concentration. And you know, they're going to have to, and they have to get better at it, plain and simple, because there seems to be some.
Pena throws it downfield. Tribuco nearly made the catch. And again, it's those overthrows that just rob them of plays, and now it's 3rd down.
And as I was saying, you know, it's experience, it's practice. That play is going to hit in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's just a question of you know, you're not playing freshman and JV football anymore. All right, so that's a play. You know, take a little off it, run a little bit more of a precise route, and get that ball to the guy in stride.
Yeah, and most of these players last year were playing JV or freshman football. Pena takes the snap, gets it ahead for McCauley. He gets a 1st down down about midfield.
You know, really, unless this is a chop block, I'm going to jump all over. You know what? You know, Mr. Umpire, I'm sorry. It's 37-0. There's 3 minutes left in the game. The clock is spinning, and you throw a hold?
No.
I don't quite understand. You know, I'm sorry. And I'm an official in 3 sports. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And these are some of my brothers out in the field. But you know what? You put that flag away. I'm sorry. You just don't even throw that one. You grab the kid and you say, hey, kid, knock it off. That's what I call it, you know.
Yeah. You know, you just need to let them play for pride at this point. You're down 37-0. And, you know, one score is possible here with the amount of time left. But, you know, it's obviously not enough here for this Burlington team. They will most likely go 0-3 after this contest.
Tell you what, Phil, if they come back and win this one, I'll drive you to Oswego.
And Pavo makes the catch at the 45, and we're right back to pretty much where we started, Dan.
You know what, that's a very, very well-run route. It's a very, very well-thrown ball. That ball's put right on the money, right on the numbers. He ran a quick out. It was a deeper out, about a 10-yard, 10, 12-yard out, and Pena hit him nicely right in stride, and Paville got out of bounds.
And a great job by Mike Pavo there that time, as 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in this one. Burlington driving up the field, desperate for at least one touchdown to send the fans home at least a little bit happy. Pena fakes, throws it.
Again, see.
For Pavo, and he goes incomplete.
You know what? And that's another one for 3 weeks from now.
Yep.
Okay, it's a pretty good route. Pavo got himself a little bit of separation from the defender. Pena threw it a little bit over his head, but you know what? I think, I think Kyle's been one of the bright spots tonight. I think that he's hung in there. He's had some rush. He's handled pressure well.
Yep.
And he's put some balls in some good spots. He's missed some others. I'm sure he'll tell you that as well.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can see what they're trying to build to. They're just right now. They're just not ready for it.
Yeah. As I think Payne has done really well too. He's not exactly up to par as Dylan Bonfilio is now, but he's still a good quarterback for a sophomore. As the Spartans
you know what, though?
pick
I'm
it
going
up.
to correct you on one of the things you said. He's not just a sophomore. He's the quarterback. He's a varsity quarterback. And like I always tell people, I don't care how old they are. Can they play? This kid can play.
Yeah.
He needs some time. They got to do some things.
That's experience.
And he'll get that. But you know what? It's
at the end of the year, this team will see quite a bit of improvement. To me, they're a very maturing team. They might not be extremely experienced, but they're willing to learn from what they see today. Here's a pass to number 4 for the Spartans, and he goes in and nearly breaks the chains. Looks like it was Fernandez, yes. As it'll be third, let's call it 2.5 from the 36-yard line.
Want to learn another rule tonight? Here's our rule for the night. Where's the ball? Ball's on what?
Ball is on the...
Actually, it's on the 37.
Yeah, 37.
Why is it on the 37? Because in order to be considered on the 36, it has to reach the 36.
Ah, yes.
Even though it's 3 inches from the 36.
And a flag on the play here. He's getting a little bit chippy here.
False start against Stoneham.
False start against Stoneham here is, again, free yardage here for the Red Devils.
You know what that flag just did, don't you?
What?
It just ended the game.
As this clock will tick away, 15 seconds. Stoneham is just going to...
Thursday night.
14 seconds to go.
In Watertown.
As the clock will just run down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this game is over. The Burlington Red Devils, another home loss here for them as they fall to the Spartans of Stoneham High School by a final score of 37-0.
Well, I think with the attrition at key positions from last year, quarterback being one, offensive line being another, Zach Sear at the running back position, I think that they were to expect some of the growing pains they were going to have to go through.
And I was just about to say that, growing pains, especially from a new coach. Again, like you said, new offensive line, new plays.
Yep. Now, it's the wording Bill Ricker was, geez, we played a lot better than the score looked. The Woburn game, they didn't play a bad football game. Yeah, you saw that Coswell Doe or Poe, whatever his name was, ran for 265 yards. But you know what? It wasn't I didn't walk away saying, wow, that kid just ran for 265. I said he ran for a lot of yards.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't like he ran over them. So in those regards, that was one where, but tonight was painful. Okay,
Yeah.
tonight was one of those losses that you're going to endure. Coach McKay just broke the huddle quick in the middle of the field. You know, there's not a lot you want to say and do tonight. You want to sit there and get back, take a shower, wash the taste out of your mouth, and move on.
And plus, there's a few weeks left of football too, so that
certainly
means a few weeks.
We have
more of experience.
They're going to Watertown, who's been better the last few years. Has competed well in whatever division they're in. The whole
historically
thing
they haven't been as great, but now
but the last couple of years have been pretty good.
Yeah.
They hired Coach Kakache several years ago, and he's done a really, really good job. So that's not going to be an easy trip down to Watertown. And they come back here in 2 weeks, and they have maybe Wakefield. The night that I'm not here, I'll be at a wedding that night. If I come here, my wife will probably divorce me. So, so yeah, well, you know what? It's practice, practice, practice. So, Coach McKay's got his hands full. The staff's got their hands full, and they've got to coach. You know, they've got to coach more now than they probably have in a long time here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Wraps up from here, Phil. Safe travels back to Oswego, and best of luck. You got a lot of hockey coming up.
Yep. October 21st, that's the start of the season.
And that's played inside in the hockey rink?
Yeah,
they don't play like outside in the ponds and stuff up in there?
No.
You don't know what I'm spoofing on you, do you?
But yeah, the final score here from BHS, Stoneham 37, Burlington 0. Alongside Dan Brothers, I'm Phil Arcaro, wishing you good night and God bless.